And I would love to ask Dr. Dakotas and Dr. Kaplan this question. Do you inform your patients before you prescribe them these GLP-1 receptor agonists? Do you tell them, hey, you've got GLP-1 receptors in your testicles, your ovaries, your thyroid, your kidneys, and we have no idea what the long-term damage will be done by artificially activating those receptors? Do you give that informed consent?
Dr. Kaplan, why don't you start?
We absolutely talk about those cells, those receptors in the thyroid, which is why the rats that they were testing these medications on originally were developing medullary thyroid cancer, but that has not translated over into humans. A healthy human thyroid does not have those receptors on there. So those are black box warning on those medications.
That's not a lie.
There's a black box warning on the medication, but there's a black box warning. That is accurate, but that's not saying that we've seen that in humans. We've seen medullary thyroid cancer in humans, but it's extraordinarily rare.
You're downplaying the black box warning that the FDA requires.
Have been used in America.
So just, sir, you're downplaying the black box warning, just to be clear.
And then for in humans, I am playing down the black box warning because it hasn't been shown in humans. All of the studies that have been done in humans, they have not found these medications leading to medullary thyroid cancer. They were found in rats when they were originally testing them. That is a fact. None of the clinical trials that have been done by Novo Nordisk or Eli Lilly have shown medullary thyroid cancer occurring in humans. It is a risk.
And I certainly wouldn't prescribe to someone that has a history of it. Warning from the FDA.
But hang on. Let me ask Dr. Hang on a sec. Dr. Dakotas, Dr. Berry brings up risks we don't know about, right? I want to try and make this a little simpler, which is that the potential risks that exist here for specific reasons, and there have been reasons to be concerned about it. Are you concerned about the potential side effects of these drugs?
Well, the long-term effects, you've had these drugs now for about 11 or 12 years. And we haven't seen any major problems. He's talking about medullary carcinoma of the thyroid, and there's something else called multiple endocrine adenomatosis. Very, very, very rare. So with any drug, you have to say, do the risks outweigh the benefits? And that is not the case here. And a lot of these side effects that Jillian was talking about, most of the side effects occur when patients are not hydrated and they're not being monitored properly, okay? So when patients are really adequately hydrated, we don't see constipation, we don't see nausea. People get used to the drug. That's why in my practice, we titrate it up, and I use Wegovy, I use Ozempic, I use tirzepatide. All of these drugs need to be tapered up. You get the person into the fat-burning zone, and the key here is getting that body fat down. No one has talked about that here today. That is how these drugs work. They should work, if they're used properly, Dan, by getting the body fat percentage down. When we do that, people get healthy. Then they can exercise. And I'm not saying they shouldn't exercise if they're taking the drug, but then they're going to get much more benefit from exercising and eating well. But before we get rid of that horrific insulin resistance, that's why so many people can't lose weight on their own. Then we get the positive effects. But we have to monitor the body composition. And that's what I do in my practice.
Jillian, 30 seconds, then everyone's going to get a final thought in the next break, all right?
Number one, I sent you over 50 studies this morning.
I understand, but Jillian, just sending studies isn't the answer, okay? Just the bottom line is there are a lot of studies that talk about how no, I know, but just saying I sent you 50 studies isn't useful.
I sent you 18 studies on pancreatitis. On thyroid, that's a total lie. There was a safety signal out of France, and here, really, you deny. This is why there's a black box warning. Ready for this meta-analysis?
I'm not. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to sit here with papers and listen to what studies, because people can make arguments about studies and the effectiveness. I'm taking macro here.
In a study. Ready? Are you ready for macro? Okay, here we go. There was a systemic review and a meta-analysis of 64 studies. In 26, there was at least one case of thyroid cancer.
And here's why you can't just take that in a soundbite. Right? You're asking like this, right, Jillian? As if there's no argument on the other side, right? Doctor, what's the argument on the other side?
Again, we said it. Do the risks outweigh the benefits? And the answer is definitely not. When we reduce the body fat cell population, we get much less inflammation in the body.
So this is my point. My point is that it's simply not as simple and as soundbitey as a lot of people want this to be. And just saying, well, there's a study that says this. Oh my God, there's a study. Oh, well, so must be over. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.